Okay. Post this. Pray to the heavens nothing crashes. Sure it's on Twitch. Alright. Who to draw? Let's pick an adopt. I should probably start going down the list at some point. Yeah, you know it was do you. Hey, welcome. Let's see, how am I gonna do this? Guess I'll just do it this way. I know, lots of ups and downs, but hopefully all that stops. Okay, I'm gonna make a copy of this so that way I can have two in one place. I'll name this one copy. There we go, now I can see what the hell I'm looking at. This is another adopt that I have had for quite some time. Trying to make a dent in the list of adopts that I have. But yeah, so forgive me if the stream crashes for whatever dumb reason. I am looking into getting a new computer at some point, but for now, I have to make do with what I have. So let's see, how are we going to do this one? I think I'll just start simple. Yeah, I'm doing alright. Hello. Hope everyone's doing alright. So yeah, it decided to snow today where I live, so I was like, oh, okay, sure. Haven't had snow in ages, but you know what? Today just seemed to be that day. I think I'll give her a bit of squiggly eyes, just to make her a little bit more spooky. saves that I have so far. And then I want to finish up working on Black Circus later today. And then I'll work on Pole Winter stuff. Right? Yeah, let's just snow in the desert. Like, alright, yeah, that cool. Trying to make her cute. Spooky cute. Oh yes, I'm sure Becky enjoys St. Patrick's Day for all the wrong reasons. Just an excuse to get fucking plastered. Like, hey, it's the holidays. Comes in, work drunk. Although not much different from any other day. Even when it's not an official holiday, she'll celebrate something. She's like, hey, it's Women's Day. Fuck you. Or if she can't, she'll probably make up a holiday and try to see if she can get away with it. Actually, I think you can do better. Let's fix this. Oh! Bigger Ben, thank you for the resub. 2 months. I know. Hopefully everything goes back to normal next week. I can't, well, I still gotta get glasses, but other than that, everything should be back to normal next week. Or even tomorrow, like I'll still stream tomorrow night. Actually, I see what I'm doing wrong. I'm putting way too much emphasis on this. Let's do the normal shit first. Get her head built in. We gotta do this step by step. 2. But yeah, Black Circus is already drawn. I just gotta color and edit and all that. Kind of debating on if I want Joanne to snap out of what's going on with her at the moment, or if I want her to be kind of mixed in both, like, specific wording that well, I'm just gonna call him Tim, that Tim gave her while under the influence. So it's kind of like a bit of misspeak on his end for calling her a feral. So I'm kind of torn on if I want one or the other. Although I feel that her being pissed off over being called a feral would slightly snap her out of it. up this much. I can focus on her hair a little later. So, looking at the artwork, at least the bottom part, it looks like she has, because the way this is, it looks like she has hands a part of the wings, but then up here it shows them as more of like a cape. So unless her hands maybe bring up the wings at a certain point, because this one just looks like a wing that's independent on this side, and then her other arm is down here. So she could just have 4 arms and 2 of them are the wing parts. That was Black Love. That was the same shit that Evil Marcy used on Skylar. Although it might have different effects since they're in different universes or different timelines. So it might have a slightly different effect than it would normally. Or at least different effect than the bad ending version. This doesn't look right. I'm overthinking. So let's get this part out of the way. Yeah, if the computer crashes, I'll try to get back in as quickly as I can. So sorry in advance. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Which reminds me, I need to back up my stuff again. So I'll probably do that. Maybe not tonight. Probably Monday. Monday seems to be the best time to do it. I have not explained this ones yet. At the moment, I'm thinking of just her being like a more standalone story character, along with like others from like the archives / secrets characters. So probably her just trying to like be like living in a more scary, spooky like area, like like other ghost characters similar or spooky characters similar to like Chewy and why am I blanking on her name? crap. What's her name? Why am I blinking? Where are you? And like Holly and all that. There we go. Holly Fright. So yeah, like her just living in those type of areas, and she's like, you know, probably living in some dusty old house or something, just trying to tidy up. But you know, she's just kind of trying to tidy things up and probably like messing up or whatever, or she given like a task or something. So not much going on with her at the moment, but I'll probably think more on her when it's her turn. So more like a bit of a klutz. Oh, gotta hydrate. Got some water here. Like I could see her being in like a family of like other bird-like creatures, and she's like tasked to go, you know, find food or something, and she tries to go and find something, but she doesn't come back with much. And like the bigger creatures kind of like ignore her, seeing her as she's like kind of useless, but she's trying. Or I could give her like a bigger role in the future. So let's straighten her hair out a little bit more. Like maybe she does like a delivery thing or something like that. And if that's going to be the case, let's straighten this out more. Yes, right now the first idea that's coming to mind is like she's probably given like an important task to deliver something, and she tries to not mess it up, as like the bigger creatures of her species kind of look at her assuming she's gonna mess it up, but they're trying to give her a chance. It's like, okay, come on, she's not completely hopeless, she can do this, right? And if I wanted it to be like a bigger thing, it could be like she's asked to go deliver something, and there she's told like it's super important that she does it. And as she's, you know, going through all the effort to try to, you know, do her task, she finds out that what they had her deliver was completely meaningless, and that somebody else was given the task of delivering the object, and she kind of gets a little discouraged, but she still puts in the effort even after finding out. So something like that, probably. Do that in a moment. Make her a bit of an hourglass shape. Or it could even be like a situation where the person who was the one who was supposed to deliver the object somehow drops it, and she ends up getting it, and she ends up delivering it like normal, and everyone's proud of her. Like, that would be a good one too. And hold on, I have to take this. Hello, I'm back. Alright, let's see. Make her a little bit more fuzzy. Or more fluffy. Kind of want to give her inconsistent fluff. I can see her having like several siblings. But yeah, I have a big list of adopted characters. So there'll be a lot of times where I'm like working on another adopted character. I think eventually I'll just put out like the whole list of characters I have to design in my own way. Or at least, you know, draw them in my style. And it is a big list. Some of which are showing up in iHat. One will be showing up pretty soon in Emerald and Andy's story. Okay. Let's see. Big bird thighs. Ah, I get you. Yeah, still debating on how I'm gonna go about it because I don't want to put too much focus on the other siblings when they're not needed. So I might use a new character along with Plum to emphasize what she's looking for in her story. Because originally I was going to have either Jam or Kiwi be involved, but they already kind of had their thing going. Spread the legs a little bit more. Maybe put the pelvis a little lower. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I think I'll just make a character, because like there were a few ideas I was going to do with Jam, but I think a new character that uses those ideas would be better. That way there's not so much screen time with Jam or Kiwi, and it can still get the same result that I'm looking for. now that I'm thinking more about this character, I'm like, okay, yeah, I could see her like not being very useful in a lot of situations, and so let's just say her mother gives her like a task to go deliver something, and at first it's like just something that that wasn't important at all, but then like one of her siblings ends up dropping the real important object, and she ends up getting it back, or she ends up getting it and delivering it like normal. And then she gets praised for doing her job, even though at first it wasn't supposed to be a major thing. Who knows? I'll likely tweak it more to make more sense, but make your big fluff. I'm just trying to make some of the fluff inconsistent. Yeah, like I'll flesh it out more once it's actually her turn to be used. But I will write stuff down and stuff like that so I don't forget. Or who knows, even if I do forget, I'll probably give her something better. But yeah, but the idea so far that I'm thinking for her is that, you know, she's like not exactly ignored, but just more like, okay, it's her. She's probably not gonna do anything special or amazing, but she's like still part of the family. So they at least try to give her things to do. But then she ends up actually doing something great. And again, like in the grand scheme of things, it's probably like nothing. It's like a drop compared to like other events that go on in their universe, but at least in the context of her family, it's a really good thing. Like, maybe it could be like, I don't know, let's just say her father is sick, and the mother sends, like, one of the siblings to go get medicine, and she wants to help too. So, they send her to go do something similar, but not as important. But then she ends up finding the medicine or whatever. Like, I could see something like that happening for her. Let's give her a little bit of detail. maybe she's like the smallest in the family or something. Stepped on by Mario. Well, if he does attempt that, he'd have to deal with her family. But I don't see Mario actually doing that unless he's being attacked. Although, with that said, most of the enemies from his series don't exactly attack him immediately. She does look like one of those, I forget their names. They're from Mario 2. Or whatever that series is actually called. I don't think it was called Doki Doki Panic. I think it was called something else. Yeah, she got some chicken thighs. She bird. Bird thing. I don't want to stray too much from her original. I want to keep the inconsistent feathers. It kind of look like her and her family just kind of live in like either like a cave or like a nest all together. Okay, her wings. Her wings are going to be interesting. Does it kind of look like... Okay, they're kind of connected here, but this is the one up here that's throwing me off. Because her arm is down here, but this wing is going upwards, whereas if you look at it on this side, it looks like it's connected normally. I don't know, probably. Can make it something like that. Can make a crossbreed moth crow harpy woman. Why not? I mean, they live in a world with robots and other shit. Might as well do whatever. Have fun with it. So, let's try going this route. And then I'll give her like a tail going downwards. Something like this. Yeah, I could say like she has several brothers, and she's the youngest, and she's the only sister. You have like glowing golden yellow underneath and all that. Make her pretty but spooky at the same time. Oh, the fuck scientist, nah. Let's see. not even, but that's fine. She's in an odd pose anyway. She's not looking straight forward. Or at least her body isn't twisted straight forward. Change the feathers a bit, just so they're not one-to-one the same. Thanks. Especially what I had to work with. It's like, okay, we got the top half, but we don't have the rest of her. So I was like, oh, okay, what am I going to do with this? But I think I did alright for the information I have. But that's fine, that's like the whole point. In some cases, because like, I wanted to adopt the character, and I did. And now, whenever I use her, I'll make her look closer to this. It could be like when she's walking around and she wants to keep herself warm, she just has her arms folded and like rest and have her hands rest on her shoulders. So it looks like she has like a little cloak as she walks around. And can do this so that way not all of the underside is glowing. Mangala. I have no idea who that is. I know of Monster Hunter, but I don't know a lot of the characters. I would have to look them up. Let me see. Monster Hunter. Go to images. I think so. I'm not sure. Hard to tell from these images. I'd probably have to look for like a video to see how it acts. But yeah, like, I could see her, oops, wrong button. I could see her doing something like this. So like, she would be over here. And so like, when she's walking around, she'll have her arms up here. So it just looks like she's walking around with a little cape. And got her chicken legs just walking around. So something like that. And I don't know, maybe her tail will be out a little bit more. So something like that, I can see her just walking around like that. And then, you know, she's all black. So all you'd really see is her eyes and maybe mouth, depending on whatever expressions she has. Yeah. So if I did like a comic of her, it'd just be a really short comic where it shows her, like, you know, not exactly the most reliable of the group until something important happens. And then she ends up stepping up and, you know, being amazing. Or at least, you know, surprising everyone that she's able to fulfill a certain task, or, you know, make up for someone else's mistake or something. So yeah, can see her doing something like that. I kind of want the artwork to remain this way. just in case I use her for a card. Like, if I use her for a card, I can see, like, having her brothers as a card, and, like, her brothers will all just be like the same card, so the effect will just be, like, you can have a certain number of copies of that card in a deck, but then when it comes to her, she, like, I don't know, gets her siblings the longer she's in play or something. Can make it be like, oh, her family is starting to get worried, so they start to show up to make sure she's okay. Something along those lines. Is there anything else over here? There isn't really anything to worry about, but I'll keep the colors there just in case. I need to look in Black Wings to see how their mechanic is, because I know they get more, but I mean that's kind of like every archetype nowadays. So I want to try to make it as unique for her as possible. But it's been a while, so I'll have to just do my research. They all special summon themselves. Yeah, maybe something like that. Some of the cards kind of already do that to begin with, though. But I'll research it more. I mean, that's the whole point. And if it's not what I'm looking for, I can always try to make up something myself or research something else. I think her fingers would be a little darker, so I'm gonna make those a darker color. But yeah, I'll look into it. And I need to work on the Creamfield set. Because like I was looking at the cards and I was like, okay, I need to redo these. Because a lot of them were from before Kiwi got her more recent version. So I want the others to kind of follow in the same method that she does. I think Apricot will be interesting though, because hers will have to do with like pain. And I'll likely make Douglas a card, so that way he benefits her, or she benefits him, or something like that. Let's make just a few more lines over here. There we go. So yeah, make her look a little spooky. And like I was thinking, like if I did use this character in like a snowy setting, could be like she walks out in like a blizzard and all you see is like a black hooded figure just walking around a whole bunch of white snow during like a blizzard or something. It'd be kind of cute because like I'll do it this way. So like you have like the whole snowy setting and you just see like a little black figure looking for whatever she's looking for, and you, I don't know, maybe see like little steps going through as you have like a whole bunch of snow going on. So it'd just be like a little cute thing. I could see the comic being like just silent, like no speaking. And the only expressions you get is from her face and maybe her mother's. Be kind of cute. And that's when I realized I did not do this. There we go. Let's put it in the folder. There we go. But yeah, I could see her mechanic being like, first her brothers would show up, and then her mom, and then maybe her father or something. And that would be like the main mechanic that they would have. And then depending on what they all do together, decides other abilities. And then, I don't know, maybe the mom is a boss card or something. Or can even just make their species like horrifying in the future, where it's like, oh, they're so cute, and then you find out what they actually do, and it's like, oh shit. Could do something like that too. Yeah, could totally see the mom being that way. Big, thick thighs and hips. Big mama. Like I'm just gonna draw like a quick rough of what I'm thinking their relationship would be. So like, it's like you have the daughter, like, you know, the baby of the family. So here's her, and she's like, you know, is there, and then mom is just like big, thick bird woman. I don't know if her face would be like this or not, but... Or I could, like, you know, make the face a little bit more... like that. So get rid of the beak part. Like, I could say only the males have the beaks. But, like... Mom would be like this. Thank you for the follow, Captain Stouty? I think I got that right. Stouty. I tried. Hello. Welcome. So yeah, I guess he's like mom looking like this. Get like the big curls or whatever. Or whatever stylized way, because, like, you know, maybe the females are just have a slightly different face when they get older. But just give her like big old thighs, big chicken thighs or something. I don't know. But just make sure that she is tiny in comparison. I mean, I could always just make her look more humanish, or more humanoid, because that would make more sense. So like, mom could just be like this. Like, long feathery hair, nice plumage, like, because obviously this would be covered up, but then just like giga thighs in comparison to her children, because her children are probably like this big until they're fully grown or something. You know, big old wings. And then, you know, whatever stylized way I do in this. So whatever design happens when that happens. Or can even make her chubby, I don't know. Make mama chubby. So like, instead of hourglass, she's just big, thick. She'd probably just have like a more rounder face or something. You know, whatever. Whatever happens, happens. And I think I'll just make the claws the same color. That way it sticks to her her normal design. I could make them match this one just a little bit, so do it this way. Yeah, Tiffany's story will be very, very interesting to tackle. This seems lighter. Let's see. It's only slightly, but I'm gonna go with this and just make it a little bit lighter. Kinda want these to be a different color. Yeah, just like that, so they stand out just a little bit. She has lighter parts on her, but we'll see if that's necessary when I do the shading and all that. Alright. So this will be interesting. Do I need to darken these at all? Probably not. I'll leave them for now. I can close this one because I don't need it anymore. I'll keep this one here just in case. Oh yeah. Well, originally she was going to be killed off in the original version of, well, in the neutral storyline. But then I thought, but then once I wanted to redo things, I decided to give her a better role. So her and Roy kinda got the better end of that deal. But yeah, despite her bitchy attitude, there's a lot more going on with her. Because it's like, well, there are reasons for that. Alright. Let's see. This will be interesting. Let's soften this up a little bit more. Yeah, the drives are just dumb fun. Like, they're not canon to anything. I would say the next one I do is slightly canon, but obviously I'll exaggerate after like the third picture or so. But overall they're supposed to be just for fun. They're canon to you. That's fine. There can always be some alternate universe for each of the characters. Where it's like, oh, here's a universe where everyone gets fat. And I have no problems having that as a headcanon. I could also see a story of this character having like overprotective family members where they don't let her do anything, and then finally when something important comes up they don't notice that she leaves to go get what they need, and they go into a panic once they find out that she's missing, but then they see her come back with what they needed and they're proud of her for being able to take care of herself. Actually, that sounds like a better idea than her being useless. Or it could be a mix of both in some way. We'll see. Paradithibal. Just trying to make her shading a little bit more feathery. Yeah, I could see her just being her mom, like her mom being like Big Mama style, so more on the chunky side and maybe more bird-like over time. Because like maybe when they start off, they're a little bit more human-looking or humanoid-looking, or like maybe from the side her face is a little bit more elongated to be more bird-like, like she has like a beak when she's facing to the side. So it just depends on how I design her mom in the future. But yeah, like I could totally see like her mom just being gigantic in comparison to her. But they like live in an area where stuff like that is required. And then, you know, at the end of the story, they all huddled up together and big warm hug. But yeah, she would just have like a very short comic. Because that's what I want to get off the ground. I want to work on like shorter character stories that don't have much going on, but just, you know, something to show off the character in whatever short story they have, and then, you know, move on. And it's only like up to 26 pages. Like, you could probably be shorter than that if I wanted it to. And then I probably, for like special editions, it'd probably have like extra artwork or something. I mean, it depends. Like, I haven't decided yet. Like, right now I'm just spitballing of how I'd want the adults to look. Because it could be like a gendered-based thing too. Like, maybe the females look more humanoid and the males look more bird. Or when they get older, they get like a little bit more bird-like over time. Or it could be a case-by-case thing where maybe this one in particular just looks more humanoid compared to the others. But currently my thought process is the females look a little bit more humanoid compared to the males. But like as they get older, they get a little bit more bird-like. That's the thought I have, at least right now. I think after I do why am I blanking out on how to pronounce their names? This is what I get for writing their names because they look cool and not figuring out how to pronounce them. Gula, yeah. Or Guila. How do you even pronounce that? Anyway, it could be like that. I think once I do her comic, I'll just throw like a bunch of characters into a roulette and go from there. Well, no, because I want to do Lizzie's too, so maybe after Lizzie. Would she get drunk from eating fermented berries? Probably. Could be like a scenario where she's trying to go, you know, get what they need for help and all that. And then she gets hungry and she finds some berries, not realizing that they're a bit old. So she gets a little tipsy. But that's if I wanted to, like, stretch it out more. Kind of look like she's looking upwards. And we can try to do the inner wings. And then just shade appropriately. Oh yeah, then there's her feet. Still have those. So yeah, just from like a far off bird area, like obviously they would not live anywhere near where like Marcy and the others live, because that's all city stuff. It's like, no, they are not city folk. If anything, I'd say they live in the mountains. And if they do speak, it'd probably just be in like coos and caws and all that. And it'd only be translated just for the sake of dialogue. Yeah, like I could see her just getting tipsy and drunk for a little bit, and like she gets confused and like I don't know, goes off the path or something, gets a little lost when she comes to, and then she has to like figure out how to get back to where she needs to go. And I don't know, maybe she'll get help from like another character. And then they part ways once she gets back on track. Because, like, I would mostly just want to keep her story very simple. Because she's not a major character, she's not very strong or anything like that at all. Just a bird trying to survive. Harpy moth woman, I don't know, whatever that fuck species I decided to make her. Because I think she was one of those characters where it was just like, when I adopted her, they didn't really give much information on her. Like, let me see. Let me see if it'll come up. Who's her owner? Or who's her maker? Let's see. Alright, here it is. Okay, so what was her information? It was just Anthro Bird. That's it. That's all that was given. So I'll probably make her a mixed species. Because I could say harpy, but that could be anything. Because there's other types of bird women in their world too that don't look like this. But she could just be like a variant of a harpy. Or whatever creature causes the whole eyes, face thing to look like that in glowing parts. So, whatever I decide at that point when I make more information about her. So yeah, like in the card game, I would probably classify her as a harpy. I mean, they can have up to 3 types, so she'd probably be like a harpy, moth, I don't know, whatever other category I feel would fit. Maybe spirit or something, I don't know. When the time comes, I'll figure it out. And then her brothers would all be like the same card, but you can have up to like 7 in a deck or something. They're not like super strong, but the whole point is that they have the whole pack mentality. The Phantom Blot. Yeah, I want her to be sweet and try to be helpful when her family's in trouble. Even though she's the baby. Okay, that should be good. There's probably gonna be a lot of stuff that needs to brighten up on her. That barely did a dent. This is gonna be interesting, trying to get her shading underway, because she needs more of that. I have been thinking of experimenting more with the shading stuff, but I'll do that off stream. Because in some cases I feel the characters look a little too dark, so I might adjust things. Do not want that. There we go. Easier to have that turned off for now, just so I can see. Huh, thought that'd be longer. I think I'll give her like a goldish black background later on. Kind of fit her theme. Your colors are going to be a pain in the ass. That's okay. I can see. I can see her getting scared of something and quickly ducking behind like a bush. And she just covers herself up, despite being very obvious that she's hiding because of her feather pattern, or her feather color. Especially if I give her the whole sheltered background then it'd be like the first time that she's venturing out by herself. Well, this one's relatively new. Like, how old is this character? In terms of when she was actually made. Because this isn't an adopted character. So she is... Really? It was only that long ago? This one is 2 years old, or 2 months old. Feels longer. Yeah, this one's only 2 months. But she's pretty simple. so that's why I'm tackling her now. Yeah, because sometimes... Okay, so she's 2 months old, but when did I get her? Because there's a difference there. This says December 10th was when she was made. When did I grab her? Nope, same day. So yeah, 2 months. Nobody wanted the baby. Yeah, I was the only person who bid for her. Nobody wanted the cinnamon roll. But yeah, there are other characters I have that will definitely be showing up that are like over 20 years old or however old I've had them now, for however long I've had them now. Who dares summon me? I'll probably stop in about 15 minutes. She's almost done. But yeah, I think it'd be a little cute story where, depending on how I go about it, will be either her not being allowed to do much, or people don't have a lot of confidence in her doing anything because she's either klutzy or something. But I think it'd be cute where she does something for her family. And she like wanders around on her own. Yeah. It's mostly just because I'm trying to get back in the groove, but also this is a pretty simple character, so not much, didn't take too much time to do her. But it's almost been 2 hours. And then tomorrow I want to stream again, so maybe I'll stream on Twitch first and then Picardo later on. Because I can do 2 streams. I can do one in the afternoon and one in the evening. That way I can work on Black Circus more, as well as the poll winners, because I still gotta work on their artwork. If she did get drunk, I'd probably just have her do something a little silly, like nothing crazy. Just like, you know, mistaking something and then, I don't know, falling asleep on a raccoon or something, I don't know. Whatever the situation calls for. Okay. I don't see her having that, so we'll just do this. You give Plum a handy. I know, right? The Elephants Parade thing. Yeah, I was originally gonna do commissions this month, but then a whole bunch of shit happened. Like, this has been a very long month for me. The computer's acting up, various other IRL events going on. So hopefully next month I can try to open for commissions. But we'll see what happens. Oh no, I'm good. I'm usually soft-spoken. Like, nothing... Well, I can't say nothing horrible happened, but like... from what I want to say is basically just, you know, just a lot happened this month. So, just gotta work back up to where I want to do, what I want to do. Like, aside from other events that happened this month, the only other bad thing would just be my computer getting old and glasses breaking. That's kind of it, really, aside from the other thing. And the other thing was just, like, earlier in the month, a friend of the family passed away, which was out of the blue, because I didn't know the person was sick. My mom knew, though. So, that was a thing that happened earlier in the month. Yeah, my computer is almost 7 years old now, which is already pretty damn old for computers anyway. And it probably only lasted this long because I had given it a graphics card like a few years back. So that's probably why it lasted as long as it has already. And even now, like, I don't think it's in a horrible shape. I just think that because, you know, programs and all that are requiring more from computers, it's just getting to the point where it's getting harder for it to handle things. So I think once I get a new computer, I'll use this one on the side for, like, rendering and stuff like that, for, like, when I make speed paint videos and stuff like that. That way I can have those being rendered and then still work on something at the same time. That way I don't have to, like, sacrifice one thing for the other. There we go. Give me some shine. There you go. Okay. And I think I can do this for the eyes. I'll make them glow more in a moment. Do this for the wings too. We're at 98 followers. 2 more to 100. Let's see. Okay, pretty much done with her. Aside from one other effect that I want. Let's see. Try that. Try this. Get down to like 70. Maybe 30, just so subtle. There we go. And we'll do the same to the wings. Or to the feathers. I don't want it to be too obsessive. There we go, that should be enough. Okay, now for some random ass background. Probably shorten it just a little though. Because I'm trying to take into account that I use this for a card. But I don't want so much empty space. Should be enough. Because I think the card would just have mostly her in the middle. Alright, now something for the background. Think like black and gold. I'll try to make it part of her colors. So let's try this. This. Let's see how it looks like this. Not too bad, but I'll just mess around with it. Do textures. Let's see what I got. Do I have any scratchy metal? Kinda. Let's try this. Because I kind of see that effect in her original art over here. I don't have the exact texture though. That would be my phone. VHS background. Yeah, I'll probably save something like that for someone a little scarier than her. I kind of gave that to Eden a bit, although the effect was a little more staticky than VHS. Kind of want to keep it a little subtle. let's go with this. And then let's do this. Oh no. So let me just finish this up. I might give her like a bit of a glow to help separate her from the background. That's kind of cool. It's also cool. I really like that red, so let's try to lessen this a bit. Maybe 60%? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, like, I want her to, like, seem spooky, but she's, like, more cute. So, let's try this. Let's make this white. Let's try 10. Rasterize, blur. Let's try 20. What does 20 look like? It's not awful. Let's try 40. Is good. We'll just make it subtle. Dodge. Add glow. It's not too bad, but it's not as noticeable. Let's try glow and lessen it. See, now I think the glow's a little too much, so let's delete this, do it again. Trying to take into account that it's like really close. I think a 5 is fine. Then blur. See what 20 looks like. 20 isn't too much. Let's try 10. That's better. Let's try the glow again. Soft light isn't too awful. I'm not sure how this would come out on a card though. But I think this is fine. I'll just leave it this way. And then I forgot to blur her line art. Not sure if I'll keep it that way though, but let's see. I usually keep it subtle nowadays. 4 is not bad. What's the 3 look like? 3 is a little more what I'm looking for. Let me look at 4 again. I think I'll put it to a 3 just because I want the squiggles to be a little bit more noticeable. Let me look at 4 one more time. It should be fine as a 4, because it's not like you're going to be super zoomed in on her face all the time anyway. I'll keep it as a 4. And there we go. Yep. Thank you. But yeah, this will be her. Oh yeah, I should probably put my thing on her. Open. Editing. Where is it? post this a little later. So yeah, her name is Acoya Crieh. Let me copy her name so you can see what the hell is how it's written. Copy. This is how her name is written. Yeah, thank you everybody for popping in. I know I've been on and off with streaming lately, but hopefully next week things can get back in line. Let me save you. And yeah, later on down the line I'll draw her family so they can be cards too. But yeah, she's just a little harpy looking creature with glowy bits. So she's kind of spooky when she's in a certain setting. It would be kind of creepy to just see her in like a snowstorm and you just see like someone cloaked in black with glowing eyes just glaring at you from the distance. But yeah, thank you everybody for coming. I will stream again tomorrow at noon. And I'll try to stream again the same day at night for when I do the risque stuff. But yeah, after I get off, I'll work on Black Circus more, see how much of that I can get done, and then I'll work on the poll winners because I need to crank those out before the end of the month. But yeah, creepy on Halloween as well, probably. She'd probably be spooky. But well, I don't even think she knows what Halloween is. But yeah, thank you everybody for coming. I will see you guys again tomorrow. And I hope you all have a good day, okay? You guys take care.